Welcome friends to another video. Welcome to a top 12 Mancera fragrances. I'm gonna rate them based on my preferences, based on what I like, what I dislike, based on the composition, based on the performance, and based, of course, on the scent itself. Let's start with the first one, which is my least favorite, the number 12 spot, and this is Oud Cafe. I honestly don't know what's wrong with this fragrance because it smells like celery. I don't get any oud, I don't get any coffee, I don't get nothing from the composition that's listed on Mancera's website. I simply get celery. Furthermore, I get really poor longevity with really poor projection and sillage. In a 6 hour stop, this fragrance is gone from my skin. Furthermore, I tested this fragrance on other people's skin. I also sold this fragrance as decants to other people. They also wore it, they also tested it, and they also said that it smells like celery. So it isn't my skin, it isn't something that has to do with me or my skin's chemistry. This simply smells like celery from day one to today, till today. This is my least favorite, Oud Cafe. Let's go to the next one. The next one is a very overly hyped fragrance on the internet called Wind Wood. I honestly don't find this fragrance to be very attractive. I find this fragrance to be very generic, if you ask me. A very generic, designer-like, leathery, woody fragrance. Because this is a leather-based fragrance with some woody accords, with some spices, if I'm not wrong, in the background. And it simply manages to be generic. And that's it. I have better leather fragrances in my collection from designer houses that smell better, that perform better, and that are also cheaper than this Wind Wood. Again, performance-wise, this is as poor as Oud Cafe is on my skin. At best, I get 6 hours of longevity with a very good projection in the first 2 hours, but afterwards it simply fades away, it simply disappears. A very curious fragrance. I don't know where the hype is coming from, but in my case and for me, this is not worthy of a full bottle. Mancera Wind Wood. Next one up, the number 10 spot, is my it's one of my least favorite fragrances from this house, and this is the most hyped fragrance from the house of Mancera in the last years. This is considered by many an excellent summer fragrance, believe it or not. I don't know why, because I wouldn't wear this one in summertime, even if somebody paid me $1 million. Oud Lemon Mint. This is the most obnoxious, the most synthetic fragrance that I have from the house of Mancera. This has nothing in common with lemon or mint, as the title suggests. And unfortunately, as some other people on the internet are saying that this fragrance actually has mint inside, there is no mint in the composition. What I get is a very, very overly sweet almond, green almond, which is very synthetic, which is very nauseating and headache inducing. Unfortunately, in the case of this one, the performance is amazing. This is a monster type fragrance because it stays on your skin for a very, 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 very long time. Projection wise, monsters. Sillage, monsters. But I cannot stand this fragrance. This is not a warm or hot weather scent. This is a cold to very cold weather scent, especially made for winter time, for fall and spring, when it's really cold outside. And also, as I said, this is the most synthetic fragrance from the house of Mancera that I own, and I totally dislike it. Every single time that I wear this fragrance, even if I apply only one spray, it manages to make me throw up. That's how bad I consider it. That's why it's on the number 10 spot in this list. Fortunately, it's discontinued and it's becoming very hard to find it. So yeah, kudos Mancera for this decision. Number 9, well, this is a different story. This is Crazy for Wood. This is a cold weather fragrance, but compared to the previous three fragrances, this is actually a good fragrance. It also smells good. It performs really, really good. It projects and it leaves a huge scent trail. The only problem or the only issue with Crazy for Wood is the fact that the wood in this one is a bit animalic. It comes out a bit medicinal, if you want. But you have that beautiful tiramisu note inside, tiramisu accord actually, that smells simply amazing. Therefore, this is a woody, boozy type of fragrance. It smells great, but you just need to get past that animalic agarwood found inside the composition. Very good performance, longevity, projection, CR. Really great for cool weather, really great for cold spring days, for fall and for winter time. Therefore, this one I do enjoy wearing. Crazy for Wood, number 9. Number 8 spot is taken by a very curious fragrance, which I basically bought just to satisfy my curiosity because I only wanted to see if it smells identical to a designer fragrance from the house of Lalique, mainly Hommage à L'Homme. This is Oud Violet, and I bought it only because Hommage à L'Homme from the house of Lalique has a beautiful combination between violet and agarwood. Therefore, I wanted to see if Mancera replicated the same recipe that we find in the house of Lalique. And although I found some similarities in Oud Violet, I would say they are totally different. Why? Because Hommage à L'Homme from Lalique is very fresh, it's very uplifting, it's very energizing, while this one goes to the darker side. This is a lot more darker. It's a lot more resinous. It's a lot more woodier. Also, the violet in this one from Mancera is also darker. They share some similarities in terms of the scent, mainly in the heart of Oud Violet, where they somehow manage to resemble, but just for a brief period of time. Still, a very good fragrance for spring, fall, and winter time, with very good performance, very good longevity, very good projection, and also great sillage. This is not your typical fresh violet fragrance. This is actually a very mature and very dark interpretation, if you ask me. And if you want something fresh, very clean, that's also working miracles in warmer weather, I highly encourage you to purchase Lalique Hommage à L'Homme. Next one up on this list comes in the name of Kumquat Wood. This is such a beautiful woody aromatic fragrance. You have some very interesting spicy notes. Basically, you get pepper inside this one, combined with white cedar, combined with kumquat, combined with florals. This is simply beautiful. This is an all year round type of fragrance. I really enjoy wearing kumquat wood, mainly because, again, this one smells like another designer fragrance from the house of Lalique, at least to me, and that fragrance is called Lalique White. A fragrance that I owned a couple of years ago, which smells really great, but unfortunately on my skin, the performance wasn't what impressed me the most. Therefore, Kumquat Wood somehow manages to be the premium version of Lalique White, manages to resolve all the issues that I had with Lalique White by providing me a very good performance this time around, because the scent is simply amazing. It's very refreshing, it's very masculine, it's very uplifting, it's very energizing and elegant at the same time. Also, this is a fragrance that's very flexible and very versatile, no matter the scenarios that you want to wear it. A very beautiful creation. Kumquat Wood deserves to be in every man's collection, especially if you love woody fragrances. Next one up on this list is, of course, Wave Musk, which is such a beautiful warm weather scent, summer scent if you want. Has a very beautiful musky accord inside, combined with some watery notes, with some seaweed, if I'm not mistaken. It simply manages to smell amazing. And also, it's very long lasting. It's projecting very, very nice, no matter the temperatures, because I've worn this one in wintertime and I had no issues wearing it. Therefore, in warmer weather, and especially in summertime, this will be a beast. So I highly encourage you to sniff it out, because this is a very beautiful musky fragrance. Wave Musk. Going further, this is one of my favorite Manceras, and I simply love it because you have that beautiful peach and beautiful fruit salad inside. This is wild fruits. This is a must-have, if you ask me, for summertime. And not only summertime, because I truly enjoyed wearing this one in springtime, especially in moderate to high temperatures. It's a very beautiful concoction made out of fruits. This is a fruity fragrance. You also get some florals inside, but it manages to impress through the longevity and also the projection. Scent-wise is really, really great. I really enjoy wearing this one casually, even in the evening prior to going to bed. It's simply so delicious, so relaxing. It gives you such a beautiful holiday vibe if you want, like you are on a tropical island or something like that. Therefore, Wild Fruits is one of my favorite fragrances. I truly appreciate it and I highly recommend this one. Next one up in this rating, in this Mancera house rating, is a fragrance that's discontinued, but this is a very, very strong fragrance, and this is a very good fragrance. Mancera Pearl, the number 4 spot. This is the so-called crazy fig of Mancera, though this isn't a fig-centered fragrance. Yes, you get a fig, you get the fig tree to be more specific, coupled with some fig leaves and just a hint of figs, but you get that dry, dusty aspect of the fig tree, at least on my skin for the first 4 hours, when this fragrance projects like a monster. Afterwards, I get jasmine, a huge, huge dose of beautiful white jasmine that smells simply amazing, and the fig goes behind the jasmine and all the florals that you can find in this fragrance, and the longevity is simply monstrous. This is a monster type of fragrance. It stays on skin for a very, very long time, but it stays on clothing for days, perhaps weeks. This is discontinued, unfortunately. It's marketed as a female fragrance. I don't know the reasoning behind this marketing decision, because this is a unisex fragrance all day long. It smells great, it performs great, it projects like crazy. If you want to wear this one, actually, this isn't a fragrance that I would wear in summertime, but if you want to wear this one in summertime, especially in high temperatures, I would highly recommend to only apply one spray. This is very, very strong stuff. Don't play with it because you're gonna have problems. Mancera Pearl, the number 4 spot, I simply love it because I'm a big fig lover. Therefore, I enjoy wearing fig fragrances. The number 3 spot, and this may surprise some, but well, what can I say? It's my rating. And as I said in the beginning, it's according to my preferences, according to performance and whatnot. Cedrat Bois has the honor of taking the number 3 spot in this rating. This is such an amazing fragrance. I don't know why people continue to compare this one to Aventus. To my nose and on my skin, they are totally different. Also, performance-wise, this is better than Aventus. This is a very, very interesting fragrance because from all my collection and from all the fragrances that I own throughout my life, this is the only fragrance that manages to attract the most unsolicited compliments, which is very, very curious to me. I don't know why, but this is a compliment magnet. Sometimes to me, this one seems to be a feminine type of fragrance, but everybody else that I interact with says that this is a very masculine fragrance and that they like it, they appreciate it, and they really enjoy sniffing it. I enjoy sniffing it also. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have the performance of Mancera Pearl, of Mancera Crazy for Wood, I don't know, Wood Lemon Mint, because if it would have had the same performance like those other fragrances, this would have been the perfect fragrance for me. It isn't pore lasting, don't get me wrong, it stays a very good period on my skin, and on clothing, it projects okay, I would say moderate, but if Cedrat Bois would have been a monster type fragrance, this would have been probably the most favorite fragrance in my collection. Unfortunately, it isn't. So maybe Mancera, if you're looking at this video, I don't know, you can do something to oomph up, if you want, the performance of Cedrat Bois. This is a beast. In terms of compliments, of course, I simply love the fruitiness that it brings to the table, the smokiness. It's just a hint, just a vibe of smokiness due to the black currant, which is simply amazing in Cedrat Bois. This is the main ingredient in this fragrance, the black currant, which simply smells amazing. Combined with the bergamot, amazing fragrance, amazing stuff. But only my number 3. My number 2 is a beast. No matter that we are talking about performance or compliments or the scent itself, this is from the Prestigium lineup, the top-notch lineup of the Mancera house. This is Black Prestigium. This is nuclear stuff. This is incredible. If you love iris, this is the fragrance that you need to have. This is what I consider Dior Homme or Dior Homme Intense should have smelled for me to like them, because I have a huge problem with Dior Homme. I don't like that lipsticky vibe, that powdery vibe that's very, very obnoxious to me. And that's why I'm not a big fan of Dior Homme. But this one doesn't bring the lipsticky vibe, and it doesn't bring the powdery vibe. Therefore, I truly enjoy wearing this fragrance. A huge blast of Oris, which is simply amazing. Amazing performance, longevity, projection wise, this is a monster. Sillage, colossal, compliments. But there is only one drawback. This is a fragrance that I only use for special events. And this is how I actually recommend you to wear it. At special events, at formal events, at very important meetings or events in your life. Because this is a fragrance that manages to create such a huge impression around it that I don't see it being worn every single day. That's why I treasure it so much. That's why it's so high on my, let's say, rating list. And this is very strong stuff. Very, very strong stuff. Made specially for cool weather or for moderate temperatures. But always be careful how many sprays you apply. I never use more than 2 sprays. And when I use 2 sprays, it must be really cold outside. Mancera Black Prestigium, the best from the Prestigium line, to my nose. And if you like Oris, this is the fragrance that you need to have. Highly recommended. And my number 1 spot, ladies and gentlemen, as I've said it so many times in other videos, and it shouldn't be a surprise, my most favorite fragrance from the house of Mancera, no matter what I sniffed and smelled throughout my life from this house, no matter what I bought and owned or what I own right now, this has always been my favorite fragrance from this house. I simply love it because it's so, so beautiful, it's so strong, it's so flexible at the same time, and it's quite unique if you ask me, because of the interpretation of agarwood in this one, which is a watery agarwood. Gold intensity oud is my favorite Mancera fragrance. I simply love this stuff. This is so good on so many levels. It manages to smell so great no matter the scenario, no matter the temperatures outside. I've worn this one in every single temperature scenario, in cold weather, extreme cold weather, warmer weather, hot weather. Every single time this fragrance manages to adapt itself to the weather conditions. Such a beautiful, beautiful blend between agarwood, water notes, and lemon, which makes it a very fresh, very uplifting, very bright agarwood fragrance. I simply love it. It's incredible stuff for me. for me. Remember this. This is my favorite Mancera fragrance. I truly appreciate it, and I really love the performance that I get with this one. This one is at the same level with Mancera Pearl, with Black Prestigium, with Crazy for Wood, with Oud Violet, with Oud Lemon Mint, and so on and so forth. You name it. This is powerful stuff for me. Again, I don't over apply. I only use 2 or 3 sprays depending on the weather conditions, and it does the job. Excellent, excellent compliment getter. Very nice to wear. You can wear it casually, you can wear it semi-formal, you can wear it formally. This is a fragrance that has a, I don't know, chameleon type of character, if you want. This pretty much does it, guys. These are my 12 Mancera fragrances that I currently own in my collection. I don't know if I'm gonna acquire some others. Basically, I always purchase fragrances that interest me due to their composition, due to the experience that I had with them in the past. Fragrances that I know, that I smelled before. Sometimes I do blind buys, just like in the case of Oud Cafe and Windwood and Oud Lemon Mint, and therefore disaster happened because they ended up being my least favorite fragrances from this house. But it is what it is. Thank you for watching. As always, my friends, be safe, be good, and remember, smell good, feel good. Peace.